Hello, everybody. This is the second part of the other presentation as far as um, support first uh, mentality that we are absolutely advocating for right now. Um, I'm joined by a guest co-teacher. Her name's Wiki. Um, Wiki, take a look over there. Say hi, everybody. Okay. I figure that if I'm gonna flub over words and almost say goofy things and there's no video editing, why not just throw everything out the window, right? But anyway, so you can go to sleep or you can remind me to say things. Okay. Anyway, but here's the secondary part of what we're going to talk about. And the only reason I'm doing this is just because it is difficult to figure out what we're supposed to do with things when there's no guidance and a whole lot of guessing. But I think we have a good plan. I think we're doing what's best for our students and families. And this is how we're going to approach it until we hear otherwise. So here on the chart, you're going to see the absolutely subject to change. It's about 10:40 on the 22nd, and this things can change really quickly. So what I did is I collected all the things that we've talked about and to you guys and Jill and Carol. I appreciate you helping me with keeping all these things together, what we talked about, what we decided. So it's pretty strange time. So and how I broke it up was the type of IEP, what's already been done, the action that's already occurred, what the action is, what we should be working on right now. This is after the support, however. It's support first. Support first. Do you want to go down? Okay. Okay. Enough of my co-teacher's going to go monitor behavior. Okay. God bless you. Over my foot. And we're also looking into the future, and I have this a little bit darker over here because there's really, I don't want to get preoccupied with it, and I don't want you guys to get preoccupied either because it is, it's something that's uncertain. All we can do is what we're deciding to do right now and do our best. So you'll see the annual IEPs prior to Friday the 13th. Okay, so and this is something that we've already done. We've already extended supports to our students. We've already forwarded the general letter that I composed about the temporary services and a NORA or prior written notice that talked about the types of program, the reasonable program that we are implementing during this emergency time. So right now, what we're doing, we're definitely supporting first, and we're documenting those contacts with students and parents. And we talked about a number of ways of doing that, using the Google Calendar to write in certain things. We're making notes, separate notes. We're making, so there's a number of ways to do it. There's no right and wrong way. And we are beginning that plan of support. And I tried to, I will forward you that, the chart that I went over in the previous screencast about using that SAS process. And hopefully I didn't make it more complicated. If I did, you just move it off to the side, and you do whatever the way that it helps you the most. We're all different types of learners and different um, producers of work. We all have our own ways. But it's important to begin those plans of support. And the biggest thing that these documents are going to do, um, these reference documents are, when you have a parent who's contacting you, or we have they're requesting a meeting, we have some sort of, I have to talk to, or Dr. Little has to talk to a parent about something, we have information in front of us. Because without that information, it's it's not a good type of thing. So if we have parents that we hear from, we already had the IEP, they've already received all the paperwork, but they're very concerned. And they're not as, and they're not happy with, they've talked to me pretty much every time that there's a lunch pickup. They still like to meet. So we will afford that reasonably to parents and the student. And we could do that by Zoom. We could do that by free conference call. So there's some ways we can do that. And like I mentioned before, we're not going to be able to have all the mandatory participants, but that's just the time that we're at right now. Nor do I want to make that a priority, to get full teams together, because people are going to miss their classes, they're going to miss their Zoom meetings, and support first. Okay, so and in the future, um, as far as annual IEPs, we're going to have information. We're going to have information from this time of remote education. And it's going to be the only thing we really have, um, to put into the next present levels. We're going to have some, the time in between that annual IEP, and then we're going to have what we got. So do not believe it's a bad thing to have that kind of information, and it's going to be a novel and an interesting time. Okay. But we'll take care of that when it gets here. So right now we're concentrating on getting those supports out there, trying different things, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work, trial and error, documenting what you do as best as possible, and then possibly meeting if if that's something that the parent guardian truly wants. Okay. Um, the annual IEPs after Friday the 13th to May 29th, which is the scheduled last day of the school year. We've already sent the letter and the prior written notice. We're going to provide those supports. We're going to begin that plan of support. And as that date arrives or gets closer, we'll add a revision extending the IEP as it is written right now before this day. And we're going to discuss that with, well, and also there's going to be that that indicator of what we're doing now during an emergency time. Okay, we've discussed that. And we once again will go over that with the parents. I would like you to discuss that with parents as much as possible. If they are really concerned and would like to meet with as many IEP team members as possible, we will do that. In the future, we're still building on that plan of support. And then we'll hold a new meeting, obviously, in the fall, whenever we're back operational, however that's going to look. Okay. So initial IEPs after March 13th through the end of the scheduled school year. We've had an initial evaluation report sent, and Jill has been in touch with most of you personally on these items about sending the invite, scheduling the IEP, making the plan as though we were in a regular setting, regular situation, and then following up with the NORUP with the language of once we are back in physical proximity. So and we have some pretty good wording that we're going to keep consistent through that. And as that time, we're going to keep building on that plan of support, and make revisions whenever the time's appropriate. Reevaluations, I think we discussed that quite a bit too. That we're going to do we're going to waiver those. Because it's truly inappropriate to do a reeval within the confines of where we are right now. It's just you could do it, but it's messy. It doesn't make sense. So we'll do a waiver, and we'll try to follow up on those timelines as soon as possible. And once again, if it's something that a parent or guardian truly has difficulty with, we will do our best to meet virtually or by conference call. Graduating seniors, this is unprecedented isn't the word. It's just so many things are strange. And I have one sitting in the house here with me. But these students who are on our rosters, we definitely want to support them as much as possible. Have them, finish with a flurry. It was nice to see a couple of the seniors and some of the younger guys participating in the Transition Tuesday classes. So let's find them. Let's help them finish off as strong as possible. Plan of support still, even though they have a couple weeks left. Meeting with the parent, and also when we get closer to the end of the school year, just like any graduating senior, there'll be a summary of performance and an exit NORUP, and we'll worry about that a little bit closer to the end of the school year. And make your plans to go to the Carrolltown drive-in for graduation. This will probably, I don't have a whole lot of time to tell you, but that will be, there's going to be a parade of cars, and then they'll be at the drive-in and things like that. So it'll be a once-in-a-lifetime event, that's for sure, most likely. So I'm heading here toward 14 minutes. I get cut off at 15. The statement for the annual or initial IEP that is coming up, the disclaimer statement. Here's an example for that. We've used this several times, and I'll let you guys read through that. And this could be copied, pasted, making it obviously specific to the student. And there's another example floating out there, and I wasn't able to get a hold of that. And I do have an annotated version of the plan of support that was developed for our, God bless you, sir. That was developed for our purposes. Like, this is not part of the IEP. Okay, this is something that we are doing here to make sure that, and this, I know that some of you guys looked at this at first, and you're like, oh my God, this is a summary document. This is a planning document for you, for your reference, and for our reference at the office in case